Just learned 17-year-old Tamar McIntyre has been arrested in New Jersey by the U.S. Marshal Service. He's been being held there pending his extradition back here to Texas. McIntyre, who's from Arlington, is suspected in a capital murder case and had been described as a violent fugitive.
Tay-K, a young rapper whose journey from troubled teenager to convicted criminal has captivated the public's attention, is currently serving a 55-year prison sentence for murder. But what's really happening to Tay-K behind bars? Well, after the new video of Tay-K in prison went viral, people started to uncover the unbelievable revelations made by Tay-K himself about his treatment behind bars, leaving us all stunned and questioning the justice system. New viral prison video of Tay-K. Tamar Trayvon McIntyre, born on June 16, 2000 in Long Beach, California, experienced his father's incarceration during his formative years. His mother relocated him and his sister to Las Vegas, Nevada, when he was 8 years old. Once McIntyre's father was out of prison, they wanted a better place to live, so they moved to Arlington, Texas. McIntyre went to Martin High School, but he left during his first year. He looked up to Chief Keef, XXXTentacion, Eazy-E, Young Pappy, and his favorite rapper, Soulja Boy. Starting his rap journey, McIntyre teamed up with other rappers, Pimpies and Santana Sage, in 2014 to form the rap group Daytona Boys. Their first song, Drift, came out on SoundCloud on December 25, 2014. Even though the group released many songs and performed at different parties, they still couldn't get noticed in the local rap scene. Then Tay-K changed everything with his song The Race in 2017. But while his music was becoming popular, something dark was happening in his life. Back in 2016, Tay-K got mixed up in some really bad stuff. He was said to be a part of a plan to rob someone, but it went horribly wrong. A guy named Ethan Walker died, and Tay-K was accused of being a big part of what happened. The trouble he faced because of this was going to be really serious. In July 2019, Tay-K was sentenced to a staggering 55 years behind bars for the murder charge, 30 years for aggravated robbery, and 2 additional 13-year prison sentences for other counts of aggravated robbery.
Tamar Trayvon McIntyre guilty of the lesser included offense of murder.
The courtroom was left in shock as the judge delivered the verdict, sealing Tay-K's fate. But the controversy surrounding Tay-K's case didn't end there. In a recent tweet, he expressed his frustration and likened his treatment in prison to that of a helpless hamster or ferret. These words shed light on the harsh realities he is facing behind bars. Tay-K's claims of racial disparities in his sentencing have sparked a heated debate about the fairness of the justice system. He argues that if he were a white teenager, his punishment would have been significantly different. People are marching on the streets calling for fairness and another opportunity for Tay-K. They argue that he was young and not fully matured when the crimes happened, and that it's more important to focus on helping him change instead of keeping him locked up for a long time. Tay-K himself made a heartfelt request, asking for a fresh start as an adult. He thinks that if he were white, things would have turned out differently for him. He believes he would have been given a chance to make things right. As we navigate through the twists and turns of Tay-K's troubled journey, it's important to remember the impact he had on the music industry. The Race catapulted him to notoriety, peaking at number 44 on the Billboard Hot 100. But his success was short-lived, as the consequences of his actions caught up with him. Tay-K is currently incarcerated at the Bexar County Jail in San Antonio, Texas, as he awaits trial for a capital murder case stemming from the 2017 shooting death of Mark Anthony Saldivar. His days are filled with uncertainty and hardship. In a recent tweet, Tay-K revealed the grim reality of his life behind bars. He expressed feeling like he's at war within himself, and the correctional officers aren't making it any easier. Comparing his treatment to that of a hamster or ferret, he painted a picture of a harsh and dehumanizing environment. While Tay-K didn't offer further insight into the specific conditions he faces, his words shed light on the struggles he endures on a daily basis. It's a stark reminder that even those who have found fame and success can find themselves in the darkest of places. Tay-K's plea for a second chance has struck a chord with many. Supporters argue that his punishment doesn't align with his age at the time of the crimes, and that rehabilitation should be prioritized over lengthy prison sentences. In an emotional plea, Tay-K expressed his longing for a different outcome. He believes that if he were a white teenager, the system would have treated him differently, acknowledging that his mind wasn't fully developed at the time. He yearns for the opportunity to prove that he can change and grow. Tay-K's case has sparked a broader conversation about racial disparities within the justice system. Many question whether his sentence would have been as severe if he were of a different race. It's a troubling reality that highlights the complexities and biases that exist within our legal system. As we reflect on Tay-K's journey, it's important to remember the impact he had on the music industry. The Race propelled him into the spotlight, but his fame was overshadowed by the legal battles that followed. What's really happening to Tay-K in prison? In the world of hip-hop, there are often stories of young artists who face adversity and challenges in their lives. One such artist is Tay-K, whose journey from a troubled teenager to a convicted criminal has captivated the attention of the public. Today, we will delve into the shocking events that led to Tay-K's incarceration and explore the impact they had on his life. It all started with a fateful home invasion robbery that went terribly wrong. It was in July 2016 when Tay-K, merely 16 years old at the time, became entangled in a crime that would forever mark his existence. The robbery, unfolding in a serene residential neighborhood, turned tragic as 21-year-old Ethan Walker tragically lost his life. Following the incident, Tay-K was immediately apprehended and confronted with a barrage of grave charges, notably including murder. Subsequently, a Tarrant County, Texas jury rendered its verdict in July 2019, delivering a staggering sentence of 55 years in prison. However, the saga doesn't conclude at this juncture. Despite his young age and the gravity of his situation, Tay-K rose to fame in 2017 with the release of his music video for the song The Race. This video, which he recorded while on house arrest, became a viral sensation, garnering millions of views and catapulting Tay-K into the spotlight. The release of The Race sparked a wave of controversy, as many questioned the glorification of a young man facing serious criminal charges. The song's catchy melody and Tay-K's raw talent captivated audiences, but it also raised concerns about the message it conveyed. During Tay-K's rise to fame, he wrote a letter to his fans while he was in jail. He wanted to thank them for supporting him so much. In the letter, he said sorry for the mistakes he made when he was younger. He talked about how important it is to show others a good example and to use his music to inspire other young artists. Tay-K's letter meant a lot to his fans. They thought it showed that he was growing and changing for the better. They believed he was trying to learn from his past and make things right. But not everyone saw the letter the same way. Some people thought it was just a trick to get people to feel sorry for him. Even though people had different opinions about the letter, one thing was clear: Tay-K's life was different now. He was facing a long time in jail, and the letter showed how much he had been through and the challenges he still had to face. Behind bars, Tay-K's life has drastically changed. He is no longer the young rapper on the rise, but a convicted criminal serving time for his actions. The impact of his crimes and the weight of his sentence weigh heavily on his shoulders. Tay-K's tweets from prison provide a glimpse into his state of mind. He has shared the challenges of being treated like an animal and the mental toll that prison takes on him. He has witnessed violence and experienced the harsh realities of life behind bars. As Tay-K serves his sentence, his future remains uncertain. He has hinted at the possibility of his release, mentioning that his case is on appeal. However, he still faces a second murder charge, which carries a life sentence. The outcome of his appeal and the possibility of his release hangs in the balance. Tay-K's story serves as a cautionary tale, reminding us of the consequences of a life of crime. The events that led to his incarceration and the impact they had on his life are a stark reminder of the destructive power of poor choices. Tay-K's crimes have had a profound impact on the lives of those involved. Families have been shattered and communities have been left in shock. The loss of innocent lives is a tragedy that cannot be undone. In his letter from prison, Tay-K expressed his remorse and dedication to using his music to have a positive impact on other young artists. He acknowledged the mistakes he made in his youth and emphasized the importance of leading by example. While some have questioned the sincerity of Tay-K's message, others see it as a genuine attempt at redemption. They believe that he has learned from his past and is using his platform to send a powerful message to younger artists. Tay-K's tweets from prison provide a glimpse into the challenges he faces on a daily basis. He has spoken about the mental toll of being locked up, the difficulties of being treated like an animal, and the moments of despair he experiences. As Tay-K serves his sentence, the uncertainty of his future weighs heavily on his mind. He has hinted at the possibility of his release through appeals, but the outcome remains uncertain. The possibility of a second murder charge looms over him, adding to the complexity of his situation. Experts agree that life in prison can be mentally and emotionally challenging. The isolation, the loss of freedom, and the constant threat of violence take a toll on individuals, especially those who enter the system at a young age. Tay-K's interactions with fellow inmates provide a glimpse into the harsh realities of prison life. He has witnessed violence and experienced the constant tension that permeates the environment. These experiences have undoubtedly shaped his perspective and challenged his sense of self. Tay-K's criminal activities have deeply influenced how people perceive his music. Some people believe that his songs glorify a lifestyle that ultimately led to tragic consequences, while others view his music as a genuine expression of his life experiences. There have been intense debates among fans and critics regarding the role of art in light of Tay-K's crimes. Some argue that his music should be appreciated independently of his actions, emphasizing the separation between the artist and their art. However, others contend that it is impossible to detach Tay-K's music from the crimes he committed, as they are intrinsically linked. Despite the controversies surrounding him, Tay-K remains committed to using his music as a force for positive change among aspiring young artists. He recognizes recognizes the significance of his platform and strives to inspire and uplift those who admire him. Tay-K's music has become a cautionary tale for many. It serves as a reminder of the consequences of a life of crime and the importance of making positive choices. As Tay-K's appeal process continues, the outcome remains uncertain. The possibility of a reduced sentence or even his release hangs in the balance. The legal system will ultimately determine his fate. Throughout his journey, Tay-K has shown resilience and determination. Despite the challenges he faces, he continues to push forward, using his experiences to educate and inspire others. Tay-K's supporters remain steadfast in their belief that he can change and make a positive impact. They see his journey as a testament to the power of redemption and the potential for growth, even in the face of adversity. Tay-K's story is a complex one, filled with highs and lows, triumphs and tragedies. As he navigates the challenges of prison life, he continues to search for redemption and a chance at a better future. Tay-K's plea for a second chance has sparked a heated debate about the disparities in the treatment of black and white defendants within the legal system. While his claims of racial bias cannot be dismissed, it is crucial to examine the facts of the case and consider the severity of the crimes committed. Tay-K's involvement in multiple violent crimes, including murder, cannot be ignored. The fairness of Tay-K's 55-year sentence is a complex issue that requires careful examination. On one hand, his young age at the time of the crimes and his claims of racial bias raise valid concerns about the fairness of his sentence. On the other hand, the gravity of the crimes committed and the impact they had on the victims' families cannot be overlooked. We have presented the facts and explored different perspectives surrounding Tay-K's case. Now we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on Tay-K's plea for a second chance at adulthood? Do you believe race played a factor in his trial? And most importantly, do you think his 55-year sentence was fair, rappers, and jail time? In the world of rap, Young Thug has made a name for himself as a boundary-pushing artist with a unique style and sound. But behind the scenes, the Atlanta-based rapper has found himself entangled in a web of legal troubles that have landed him behind bars. One of the most significant cases he's currently facing is a Racketeer-Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, RICO charge, which carries serious allegations of murder, weapons, armed robbery, and more. In May of 2022, the story began when Young Thug, also known as Jeffrey Williams, found himself in trouble along with 26 other members of the Young Stoner Life YSL crew in Atlanta. The charges they faced were really surprising. They were accused of a total of 56 crimes, including murder, armed robbery, and other violent acts. The prosecutors claimed that Thug wasn't just part of a violent street gang, they said he was one of the leaders. One of the most chilling allegations against Young Thug is his alleged involvement in the 2015 murder of Donovan Thomas Jr., a reported gang member. Prosecutors claim that Thug rented a car that was used in the murder, positioning him as a key player in the violent act. The details surrounding the murder are gruesome, and the case has sent shockwaves through the hip-hop community. But the RICO case is not the only legal trouble Young Thug is facing. During his first arrest, police raided his Buckhead, Georgia home and uncovered additional charges. Alongside the RICO allegations, Thug is also facing drug and gun charges stemming from the raid. These charges further paint a picture of a rapper deeply involved in a life of crime. As Young Thug awaits his trial, the stakes couldn't be higher. If convicted on the RICO charges alone, he could be looking at a lengthy prison sentence. The case has garnered significant attention, not just for the high-profile nature of the artist involved, but also for the potential impact it could have on the hip-hop culture as a whole. Young Thug's legal battles have cast a shadow over his music career, leaving fans and critics alike wondering about the future of one of rap's most influential artists. Will he be able to beat the charges and reclaim his freedom, or will his involvement in the criminal underworld forever tarnish his legacy? Young Thug's story serves as a stark reminder of the dangers that can come with fame and the consequences of getting caught up in a life of crime. As we continue to explore the stories of other rappers who have spent time in jail, we'll uncover more shocking tales of incarceration and their impact on the hip-hop culture. Up next, we have Tory Lanez, who was once known for his smooth vocals and catchy melodies. But in recent years, his reputation has taken a dark turn due to a highly publicized shooting incident involving fellow artist Megan Thee Stallion. The events surrounding his arrest and subsequent sentencing have left the industry and fans in shock and disbelief. It all started on that fateful night of July 12, 2020, when Tory Lanez, whose real name is Daystar Peterson, Megan Thee Stallion, and Megan's former friend Kelsey Nicole Harris were riding around in Los Angeles. What began as a seemingly ordinary evening quickly turned into a nightmare when an argument erupted inside the vehicle. The situation escalated, and before anyone could comprehend what was happening, Megan was shot in both of her feet. The incident sent shockwaves through the music industry and sparked a media frenzy. As the details emerged, the public became captivated by the question of who was responsible for Megan's injuries. Tory Lanez found himself at the center of the storm, with allegations swirling that he was the one who pulled the trigger. The trial that came after the shooting was expected by many people, with both fans and critics wanting to know what really happened. Tory's lawyers asked a lot of questions about whether the evidence was reliable and if he was the one who shot Megan. But after a long trial, the jury decided that Megan Thee Stallion was telling the truth, and they found Tory guilty of assault with a firearm, carrying a loaded, unregistered firearm, and negligently firing a gun. The verdict sent shockwaves through the industry as fans grappled with the fall from the grace of an artist who once held so much promise. Tory Lanez, once celebrated for his musical talents, now faced the harsh reality of a potential 22-year prison sentence. The sentencing hearing loomed, and the world watched as the judge deliberated on the appropriate punishment for his actions. In the end, Tory Lanez was sentenced to 10 years in prison, a decision that left many divided. Some believed the punishment was too harsh, while others felt it was a necessary consequence for his actions. Regardless of personal opinions, the case had a profound impact on the hip-hop community, raising questions about gun violence and the responsibility of artists in the industry. Tory Lanez's fall from grace serves as a cautionary tale, a stark reminder of the consequences that can come from a moment of anger and poor judgment. It also highlights the importance of accountability and the need for artists to use their platforms responsibly. The shooting incident not only affected the lives of those directly involved, but also left a lasting impact on the perception of Tory Lanez as an artist. Fetty Wap, with his infectious melodies and chart-topping hits, once seemed unstoppable in the music industry. But behind the scenes, a darker side of the New Jersey rapper was unfolding. In October 2021, Fetty Wap's life took a dramatic turn when he found himself at the center of a major drug trafficking investigation that would ultimately lead to his incarceration. The charges against Fetty Wap were nothing short of shocking. Alongside 5 other individuals, he was accused of distributing over 100 kilos of heroin, fentanyl, cocaine, and crack cocaine in the New York City area. The scope of the operation was staggering, and the allegations painted a picture of a rapper deeply involved in the dangerous world of drug trafficking. The details of Fetty Wap's involvement in the illicit activities were revealed during the trial. Prosecutors presented evidence that linked him to the distribution network, highlighting his role in the operation. The case sent shockwaves through the music industry as fans and fellow artists struggled to reconcile the image of the hitmaker with the reality of his alleged criminal activities. As the trial continued, everyone could see that Fetty Wap's life had changed a whole lot. People used to really like him for his music, but now he was facing a big chance of going to jail. The charges against him and what might happen because of them were really scary, and it made his fans and supporters feel shocked and sad. Then in August 2022, Fetty Wap was let out of jail for a little while by paying some money. This gave people a tiny bit of hope about what might happen next, but this hope didn't last very long. It was a surprise when, on August 8th, 2022, he got arrested again and had to deal with all the serious charges against him. The legal fight that followed was really hard, with both sides explaining their reasons and showing proof in court. Ultimately, in a stunning blow to his career, Fetty Wap was sentenced to 6 years in prison. The news reverberated throughout the industry, leaving fans and fellow artists grappling with the fall from grace of a once promising talent. The impact of his incarceration on the hip-hop culture cannot be understated, as it serves as a stark reminder of the dangers and consequences that can come with involvement in the drug trade. Fetty Wap's downfall serves as a cautionary tale, highlighting the importance of making wise choices and avoiding the allure of a life of crime. It also raises questions about the pressures and temptations faced by artists in the music industry and the need for support systems to help navigate the challenges that fame can bring. In this eye-opening journey, we've explored the shocking stories of rappers who have found themselves on the wrong side of the law. From Young Thug's involvement in a violent street gang to Tory Lanez's controversial shooting trial and Fetty Wap's downfall in the world of drug trafficking, these artists have faced the harsh reality of incarceration. Their stories serve as cautionary tales, reminding us of the dangers that can come with fame and the consequences of getting caught up in a life of crime. The impact of their actions extends beyond their personal lives, leaving a lasting mark on the hip-hop culture. As we reflect on the stories of these rappers, it's important to remember that their actions do not define the entire genre. Hip-hop is a diverse and vibrant art form that continues to evolve and inspire. Let us not forget the countless artists who use their platform to uplift and empower. Join us in our future explorations as we delve into the multifaceted world of hip-hop, celebrating the artistry and resilience of the artists who shape the culture. Enjoyed the video? Crave more excitement? Stay tuned by clicking on any of the cards on your screen right now for more thrilling content. See you next time.